Hello, good evening. Ooh, I didn't realise the lights were that bright. Give me a second. Not a good look. I'll turn that one down as well. There we go. Right, that's a bit better, isn't it? A little bit better. Not a lot. Good evening. It is Monday, so it's monthly make time, and we are using our lovely March box. So I've just had to have a bit of a root round for all my stamps because I didn't have a clue where they were, as usual. So what we're going to do tonight, I have a couple of ideas, but I'm not quite sure what I fancy doing. Whether we go bright or simple. Not quite decided what we're doing. So should we go with simple or just bright, full on bright colours? Because we've been quite grungy, haven't we, with this stamp set so far. So we'll see. Good evening everyone. Good evening Noala. Good evening Pauline. There you go. Right, I think we're all up and running tonight. I think. Do you like the word thinking there? So, I think we're there. Evening Denise. It's thinking about it. Sorry, computers and me are not having a great day. Right, yes, there we go. All sorted, I can see everything now. So good evening everyone. That is what we're going to do tonight. So it is monthly make stamp set. Should we go with big, bright, bold, or should we do very simple? I haven't decided. So come on then, which ones do we fancy? Which one should we go with? And then we will have a go. Let's just update that one. Hi Mum. Then we'll get going, shall we? There we go. It's trying to work. It is, honest, trying to work. Right. Oh, simple. Pauline says simple tonight. Okie dokie, we will go with simple. I'll still go a little bit bright though, I think, because I do want to use some interesting colours. So let's get going, shall we? And I'll try and sort these lights out because at the moment they're a bit bright. There we go. Right. And I should tell you as well, I managed to get some new foam tape. It was from, it's not a pound shop because it's not a pound in that shop. It's never a pound in that shop. It's always a little bit more than a pound. Yeah, it could be called the £1.50 shop. But I've gone from one extreme to the other with my foam tape. My last lot, it didn't stick very well, so I was constantly using glue to stick it on with. And this new lot, oh my, you only have to touch it and you get like a layer of stickiness on your fingers. It's really weird. Anyway, I know, it's just really weird. So, I'm still going to go with this one. And I'm thinking, yeah, we're just going to do simple. So we're going to do a bit like we did last week, but going to go simple but bright. Let's move them out of the way. Colour time though, because I hadn't quite sorted my colours out. So what's going to be the best way to do this? Should we do a bit of brush out, or no, let's go with our oh, actually I'll ask you guys, do you want brush out or oxide? Because they'll both give us a really nice finish. Or actually we could use inks. We haven't used inks in a while, have we? Yes, there we go, we're going to use inks. I did ask you, but I've decided for you. It's like saying to the kids, what do you want for tea, but you can only have this. Right, so we're going to use inks because I think that they will look quite nice. So I have got Blueprint Sketch out on my table, but you could use your oxides, you could use your brush out, anything like that. Let me get rid of my big cardigan wings, you know, when they're always in the way. Right, and this one too. There we go, I can work a bit better now. Evening Tracy. So we have got our lovely, I don't want to call it a border because that, well, it is a border, isn't it, this one? It is a border stamp. Right, so Blueprint Sketch time, and we're just going to ink him up I'm going to ink up the whole thing because you know me, I can never ever remember when you reverse it which way. Yeah. So I'm just going to give it a quick spritz. I see, I'd have inked up the wrong side. Let me just get rid of that big blob of ink in the corner there. Turn my heater on, it's gone really cold in here. So I don't think it's cold, I think it's just because it's been so nice the last few days. You think it's warmer than it should be. Oh, it's warmer than it is. Anyway, one of the two. Right, so we're going to start with popping this one up here. I am trying to get that line kind of. There we go. And then I am using my inks. And if I hadn't spritzed it, I'd have just put the colour straight back on top of it. But because I've spritzed it, I'm going to get a quick rub and not leave half my tissue behind. And we're going to go again. We're going to spritz again. Oh, I've done the wrong side this time. Whoops, hang on. I was trying to be clever and only do half of it. You know, some days. So I'm going to ink up the whole thing again because I can't figure out which side's which. And spritz it again. I just like playing with my spritzer, that's what it is. And then this one. Clean it up again. I'm trying to be simple and not get bits everywhere. Oh, I know, white space and all that. Let's turn it over. And this one's going to go here. Maybe. Let's lift that one up. Ooh, that one I spritzed it way more just there. It feels nice. Now, dink, dink, dink. Leaving myself full of little bits and pieces. Hi, Elaine. I'm going to go back onto this one. And then I'm going to grab one of my little paintbrushes now. I want quite a thin one because I don't want to, you can see it's already got loads and loads of water on there. So I don't want a really big paintbrush that's going to be all bloppy and, you know, like just that holds loads of water. I want something quite delicate. Look at all the different colours that came out in that ink. Wonderful. Right. So I want a fine paintbrush is what I'm trying to find. So it doesn't always happen. I'm going to go with this one, I think. Just realised piling things up on your mouse isn't a good idea. I'm just going to add a little bit of water on here. So remember, things like your oxides, your inks, your brusho doesn't seal. So when you are working with it, you can always move it about. Yeah, because it stays, as soon as you hit it with water again, it's going to move. Which is brilliant. Because you can have a right play with it, can't you? So all I'm going to do, I've got a little puddle of water. And we're just going to, this one's a lot drier. So, oh no, it is, it's starting to move now. So can you see just by adding that little bit of water? To be fair, my paintbrush might not have been that clean as well, which is always a possibility with me. But if it's got anything in it, it's got a little bit of gamboge stuck in it. Did that the other day. I was doing I can't tell you what I was doing, but I was doing it the other day, and the it actually turned out really, really well because it had green in it. And it did, it just worked wonders for what I was working on. It was one of them moments where I thought, let's see, this is why I don't clean mine. No, puddle of water's on my desk, Tracy. That would be impressive if I could put puddles of water on other people's desks. So I'm just going to keep adding a bit in. Oh, I've gone a bit heavy-handed there. Can you see that little bit just there? If I hold it up. Oops. See here? It's just not looking right. So all I'm going to do is just take whatever colour I've got left in my brush, get rid of it, and then I'm going to take a bit more water and then just start to drag that colour out a bit more. Ooh. And then we're going to blot, because this has gone terribly wrong. So I'm just going to blot it so it's not as dark. There we go. Yeah, so you can always recover. It's only water and a bit of ink, isn't it? Then let's start on this top. I'm not going to do that whole section again because, well, we saw what happened last time I did that bit. And then where should we go for this one? I think this big outer edge will be quite nice. And the reason I went for the drier one first is because if I had gone for this one that was super, super wet, well, you saw how much water that one moved. It would have been the same on here. So I just have to be a little bit more careful when it comes to moving stuff. You could dry it, I suppose, but then it'd take more water to reactivate it. I'm just going to wipe a little bit of that away. And you can see we're not losing any of the detail either. But again, it could be your brush out, could be your oxide. I've lost my puddle of water, there it is. Terrible that, isn't it, when you lose your puddle. What's even worse is you lose your puddle thinking you've used it all, and then you end up squirting the table again, and then you move your paper and find it. So you end up with like 2 or 3 puddles of water on your desk. See, I'm getting carried away now. This is where you need to learn to stop. It's like a doodle pen. When do you stop with your doodling? So I quite like that bit around the edge. That one. Just like that. And of course, if you're going darker as well, that's just really pretty, isn't it? I didn't quite realise it had such a hint of pink into it as well. You can see my tissue. My tissue's only had, I got a brand new piece off, and my tissue's only had Blueprint sketch in it, but look at all those tones of pink in it. I never realised it was a pinky blue, if that makes any sense. It does in my head. Right, I think I am going to pop a little bit of dark in there, so I'm just going to pop a little bit of blue on my table. Near my puddle, but not in my puddle, obviously. And then, so this is going to be really, really dark. I know I've just added a little bit of water to it. Now it should be a different colour to what you stamped, because I'm using just the pure ink. Because if you remember, when we stamped it, we spritzed it, yeah? So we're already changing the ink. Whereas if you paint with it directly, it should be the original almost. I'm going to go this way. And this is where if you were using your brusher, you'd literally be picking up almost like the raw pigment. There you go. And again on this one. I'm concentrating, I'm having to paint and concentrate at the same time. Because things like this to me are really difficult. You know where you're not putting loads and loads of layers down, you just, well, we're being simple, aren't we? I think I'm quite happy with that. Pop a little bit in this middle bit. Oh, too dark. Do you see that? We covered, I think. Went in way too dark on that one. Right, so that is there. Yeah, so really simple, isn't it, so far? Bit of ink, bit of a spritz, and we're done. I'm going to pop that over there while I just clean out my brush. And get it off my table before I plonk a piece of paper in there. Right, so we've got a lovely simple base there. So, where do we go next? We could do anything with this now, couldn't we? I know what we're going to do. I think we might stick with our border. Oh, quite might. So, scrappy bit of paper. Ooh, that is probably the worst cut piece of card ever. It's definitely not got a straight edge, has it? So, we'd have to do some serious straightening up on that. I think it will work. So let's get this straightened, this dog's hind leg, into something a little bit more presentable. Just like that. Ooh. My fingers click. And to be fair, it doesn't really matter about the length of it, but we'll go about there for now. I said that and I moved where it was. So we're going to pop that down. So we can have this panel. Yep. Just like that. So I overcomplicate things when I try and do simple, don't I? So where has that one gone? There it is. I couldn't see for looking then at all. I mean, how do you lose something that size? Right, so what I think I'm going to do is, oh, look at that. Perfect size. Yeah? I'm going to take that off there. We're going to leave that over there. If we need to, I will dry that in a second. But I'm getting excited now because you can kind of see where I'm going with this. It's kind of working. I'm trying to figure out which way is going to be easiest to stamp. Oh, look at that. It's like butter, isn't it? It's like I almost measured it and cut it. So I think we'll have this bit hanging over the edge. Make sure it's inked up. Again, this is the time where if you're going to make any mistakes with your stamping, you know, where it doesn't quite stamp properly, doing something simple like this is where it shows, isn't it? This is where we'll also find out if I did clean my stamp off, because I can see some big patches of blue in the background. Oh, I must have tidied it enough. Right. Woo! That was going to end up on my card, wasn't it? Right, so we've got our lovely little panel. It's not little, is it? It is, kind of. Yeah? So I'm just going to give that a quick dry because I haven't quite decided what we're doing with the background on it yet. Might grab the numbers. But then I'm not staying simple, am I? Well, I think I am going to keep this to blues. What do you think? We have that like that. Now I could put our numbers in the background on this one, which could look quite nice. So sticking with our blues, we could splatter some blue in there, do a little bit of painting with it. I'm talking out loud here. Or decision time. I am actually loving the simplicity of it, so that's why my mind's going, ooh, what do I do now? Because my gut reaction is I want to throw loads more colour at it, but I'm not going to. I'm not yet. Maybe. You know, I am bad, aren't I? So stop jabbering, woman, and have a go. I think I am going to pop a little bit more colour on it. See if I can find. I've done with my number stamps. Bear with 1 second. My distress numbers are not in the pile that I found a minute ago. So to be fair, could be anywhere on my desk at the moment. And my eggs. Oh, there they are. Right. Okay. I think I've got a plan. So we're going to add a little bit of colour. I do love how simple this stanza is though to use. Oops. Yeah, not the best painting there, is it? Oh, big puddle. I can't be the only one that does that, put the finger in the puddles they've made. I'm conscious I always go for the same bits. Oh dear. You knew this wasn't going to end well. I did, I dunked it right in my wet bit. So I'm trying to find bits I haven't quite used before. I haven't coloured in. I find myself always going for the same bits to colour. And I shouldn't. Spice it up a bit and all that. Let's get rid of that big puddle because I'm not quite sure how it's ended up as big as it did on there. There we go. Right, pencil. Yeah, I've lost you. Bear with. There we go. You're back. Right. So. Going on here. don't worry about getting right up to the line. It's somewhere near the line when you're going around stuff. No one's going to be looking that closely to it. I'm going to put the big one in the front. So in doing this, I'm now going, yes, I do want to add a bit of colour to my background. I do want to add a bit of my numbers in. So I should have gone with my guts. When my gut was going, oh, go on, you want to do it. Yes, I did want to do it. I'll listen next time. Oops. Hi, Maxine. Yep. Yeah, don't look at that bit. It's nowhere near the line there. But it'll be fine. And I think I am going to go on this bit. Looks a bit like train tracks, doesn't it, this bit? Go on the inside of this bit. And of course, glossy accents is your best friend with this stamp set. I think it just makes it, I'm not going to say the word, but you know what I mean, it just goes boom. Right, so it's coming in something a bit like that, isn't it? Yeah. Now, I am going to stick with my colours though. I want it to be really pale. But I'm going to stick with, literally, I've used Blueprint Sketch. You've seen me, that is all I've been using. So what I want to do is, I know I'm playing with puddles of water again, this is going to get dangerous. Just a spritzer, thank you. And then let's use my paintbrush and get it all mixed up in there. So it's really watery, more watery than if you wanted to splat with it. Yeah. And then all I want to do is just kind of dip it. Yeah. Because it's got all those different colours in it that we've just discovered that we didn't know it had in it. You can see we're getting pinks and blues in there. Either that or I've got a really, really dirty table again, which could also be a... I've got a table that doesn't want to give. There it is. Any of our really watery stuff back. There we go, that works better, pulling it towards me. I must have a dink or a dip on my table. There we go. Right, so can you see we've got that really watery little border around it. I know, I've got a puddle. I have got a puddle still on my desk. I haven't forgotten about puddle. I'm going to use the puddle. Embrace the puddle. I do love that pink that's coming out with this. I don't know if it's quite coming through. It's got like a real pink tinge to it. Never knew that. Unless it's got the wrong lid on, let me just double check. No, definitely Blueprint Sketch. Right, I'm not going to dry that much more. What I am going to do is grab a stamping block. You know what I'm going to do next. I love doing that. I'll put my teeth back in. Love doing this with this stamp set. So we're just going to add a few little numbers to the background. So the only thing I've got to decide on is which way's up, and I do like that border coming down that side. So keep it that way. Now bear in mind this is really, really watery, so it's hardly going to show up at all, I'm hoping. So just like we would if it was brush out, or you can do this with your oxides as well. Might need to add a little bit more water to it. Don't know. Should be Not watercolour, I meant. You're saying, God, you've got loads of water on there, do you? I know. You can't quite tell what it is, though, the numbers. I'm just going to go for it a bit more. And I know I did say we were doing simple, but I think that boat sailed a little bit ago, didn't it? I don't know what I'm doing with all the water tonight. I'm getting it everywhere. Just like making a mess is what I'm doing. So you can see how that's a really similar effect to when we do it with our brush roll. Cheat again. I'm going to use my other one this time, and I want a little bit more control of where I'm going to put my numbers, so I'm going to do them with a bit more ink. So I want to be in control of where I'm going to pop that ink down. Yeah, so I'm going to leave it on the acetate. I need a scrappy piece of paper. Got one behind me. Right, and I don't want it really dark because I think that's going to overpower it, but I want it darker than what we have got there. So we're just going to take a load of the colour off first. Look at that, perfect. Yeah, so we're just going to come and we're going to pick up whichever bits. I don't really want it, I'm being lazy. I should really mask this bit off, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to make my hands do all work. That one went a bit wonky. There is a downside to doing it like this. So let's have a bit of number 9. A bit of number 8 as well. Check that out. Yeah, don't know if that's coming through. Let me, to be fair, I could have a look on. I turned my computer around, so I had no chance of seeing what you see at home. There you go. Can you see? You've got that lovely different layers in there. Yeah? Right. But again, we've just used Blueprint Sketch and we have used... How pretty is that looking? Right. I'm getting excited now. It actually looks like it might work. Not that we were ever in any doubt it was going to work, were we? At all. You might not have been, I was. So, I want to create a bit of a background. Now, I am going to stick to my colour palette I've got going on. So, what I am looking for is another scrap of card. Don't really need it as big as that one is, which is good because it's got a big red got some yak on it, so we're going to chop the yak off to begin with, and we might need to make it a little bit skinny because look at that, way too fat. I'm just going to skinny it down a bit. Just realised I said we were doing simple. Yeah, not happening, is it? Right, something a bit like that. Yeah, except we're not seeing the white. So I'm going to grab this. I'm going to get a dry piece of kitchen roll. I don't think I can get anything else out of that piece. I've got a rather rough cut edge, so that's going to go at the bottom. And we're going to grab our Blueprint Sketch again, because we are not changing. It's very juicy, is our blueprint. Ooh. Okay. And just like oxides, every time you touch it, you're going to leave a bit of a print on there, so just bear that in mind. Right, so what we're going to do next with that, ooh, you can hear physically hear the cogs turning, can't you, tonight? So like with oxide, we can do a bit of a resist on it, and we will do that because I want some texture in there. And I know we said we were doing simple, but you know, sorry. We could have used one of our stamps actually in the background here. I'm just being lazy because I've got my fingers. There we go, that'll do. Just going to dry that off a little bit. I've turned myself into a smurf. The smurfs were more paler, weren't they? Now I do want this to be quite dry because I don't really want it moving much more. That should do. So I know I did say we were doing simple tonight, but yeah, it's not turned out like that, has it? And then all we're going to do is we're going to take our numbers. I'm hoping I'll fit them both on here. I will if I put them properly. So it doesn't really matter how they are on there. And remember, we've distressed with it, so again our colours can be different again. Oops. Just like that. I think my edges need chuffing up, don't they? I think that'd make it look really good. And I will do a simple one, because this one hasn't turned out simple. Go, look how cool that looks. Table. Just get the blue off there, or else I'm going to end up with blue sleeves as well. It's going to go bright as well. So let's pop that on there. And the best thing is, we know this is going to tone in, don't we, because it's the same colour. Come on. Oh, you should see the steam coming off it. Is it steam? Moisture? One or two. There we go. Right. Put my tissues back over there. Okay, you've all been really quiet tonight. You're all sat there going, how is this simple? I know. I've said the same thing myself. So that is going to go something a bit like that. See, how cool does that look? It's very blue, very bright blue. It's not, it's more of a denim-y blue in real life. Yeah, so I've got all that going on. I just want my happy birthday now on there. To be fair, how clean are my stamps? It does, Tracy, it does shout out it needs to be inky, doesn't it, this month? I'm actually thinking we don't have to go any more complicated than just stamping that straight on there. I think that'll look quite nice like that. Oh, sorry, I think I've headbutted you at some point. I do apologise. Didn't mean to headbutt you at all. You've gone all wonky on me. I think that's how we're going to do it. We're just going to put our happy birthday straight onto that base layer. And if I knew where my string was, do I know where my string is? You know what would look really quite nice is if we did like a piece of string with knots coming down. I'll have a think if I know where my string is. What's going through my head is, when was the last time I saw it? Where did it go? So I'm just going to use my edger, because you know you don't trust me with scissors to do this. So I'm just going to use my, I think it's called a distresser, isn't it? You can see why. Oops. I'd have had no chance doing this though if my hands were, if the paper wasn't dry, because it would just chew it up. Like that. That's better. And then this is the corner that's exposed, so we're going to really go for it. It does look really nautical, doesn't it, this one, Tracy? You're right there. Oh, you mean with me knots? Sorry, I'm about 3. I'm way behind on. I'm onto me distressing now. But yeah, knots would be good. I can't do any fancy sailor's knots, but you know, just a good old knot. Get Bear and he ties knots in everything. Like literally everything. Right, come on. The only downside of using your distresser is you get it everywhere. I'm sure it's a distresser, edge crimper, something like that. Yes, check that out. Oh, you could even go round it with your string and your knots. Right, anyway, you know where we're up to. We're up to putting our happy birthdays on, aren't we? So I need a stamping block for that. Got one there. But it's a great little set, this one. I've had loads of fun with this one. You know what I might even do? If I match up, if I line up my ears, my Y's, yeah, and then it can sit right in this bottom corner, can't it? Now, do I like it like that, or do I prefer it the other way? No, I quite like it like that. A bit quirky, a bit different. Oh, hang on. Hang on. She says. I want my string now, you can tell, can't you? I want my string. Are you in this bag? No. Might be something near my door. That might be. Right, anyway, let's get this bit stamped. You get the idea, don't you? You might even get to witness my extra sticky foam pads as well, if I'm feeling brave, because they are like super sticky. You know, I've done this on a 6x6, so this is 5 3/4, this bit to stick on the 6x6. Yeah, I think this would look really nice on an 8x8, and then you would have time, you know, you would have the space to put your rope and your knots, and even like some staples or something like that. You know, really go for. I know it's not simple, but it is. Okay, I'm trying to push this over as far as I can make it. I do think staples would look quite nice in there. And yes, I am looking around to see if I can see a stapler. I know where there's one in the house. There used to be one on my desk, but I've not seen my desk in a long time. Not this, well, to be fair, this desk is just as bad, my other desk. There we go, we've got our happy birthday. Just be careful I don't see now, see, method in my madness. By putting that all the way over there, I can get there and we will get our rope with knots. 1 minute, let me see if I can find my rope so we can put some knots in it. Oops. And you know what? It's not even the rope I was looking for, but it's the big gnarly twine, and it'll look even better. Check this out. Hang on, let me get sat down. So I thought I knew where me, you know, your pretty rope, but check out gnarly twine. Oh, how cool is that? And the fact that I'm getting that excited over a piece of twine says a lot, really, doesn't it? So I'm going to just put some knots in it, because that's all. Just like that. You know, this is where if you knew your fancy knots, it would look really, really good, wouldn't it? But I'm not a fancy knotter, I'm just a knotter. And a bit like that, down the edge of our card. I think so. Oh, how many is too many? So I want to put one in there. Getting carried away now. Carried away with knots. It's like a doodle pen, isn't it? Oh, yeah. See, it needed that extra one, but now it's got 4. You're not allowed 4, are you? But it's a 3 and a 1, so we'll allow it, won't we? Because I don't think I'll get another one in there, is my excuse. Right. So, you can see, new foam pads do this. They leave like a stickiness behind. Awful. Bring back me ones that don't stick at all. Right. I sound like I'm being fussy now, don't I? I'm not. Well, I am being fussy. Right. There we go. I'm going to put that over there for now. This is going to go around the back. Yay! I could really do with some fatter red tape, but that's... Oh, it is possible. Oh no. I got all excited then because I thought I could see one of my fat rolls of tape. It's not, it's 2 thin ones. That's just me then. So we'll use a thin one. Well, it's just as well done, so. So I'm going about 1 centimetre in, aren't I? I really didn't need that much red tape for that. Oh, that bit. I just wanted to make sure it was stuck down. There we go, we're going smaller as we go down thing. There we go, one more. That'll hold it in position. There we go, right, so that's held. Let's grab this bit. I did see my black one. See, we could, if I'd have thought about it a bit better. Well, let's see if we can. If we just shove that up in that corner. There we go. See, I'm getting all excited now. It's that moment, isn't it, when you think, yes, this is looking like it might actually work. It's looking good. Let's not overdo it though. We're getting close to that point where it's like, less is more. Yeah, that's going to go in here. Ideally, I should have done this before we, fluffed up our edges. But you know, that would have just made it too easy, wouldn't it? It meant I was thinking ahead. Never do things like that. Right, so I would have done this so it was hanging over the edge before me chuffing up. Dink, dink, dink. There we go. Come on. I've got a quick dry. Down there. I'm just going to take that edge off there again. There you go. All gone. I know I can't resist, can I? It's either a doodle pen or the pencil. It's like I have to do it. Ooh, no, I like it like that. Cool. Right, so this is going on here. I have, ooh, have I? Yes. I've got a 6-inch card to go behind the back. I've just noticed it's all scuffed down the edge, so I'm not going to put it on there yet. So I've got a 6-incher to go behind the back. Come on. Yeah, something like that. This fella is going to come and stick here. Now, I don't want to foam pad him. I'm going to do him nice and flat. Very dirty desk tonight, haven't I? So let's see if my glue wants to work. I'm actually sticking a card together. Come on. Nope. Come on. Come on, please. I don't even know where the end has gone on my other glue. Well, you get the idea. I'd have glued that down. Well, actually, I know it's not glue, but it's glossy accents and it'll work just as well because it's a glaze, so it acts like a really good glue. And I did used to always glue everything with glossy accents, just because it is a glaze and it gives you such a good like bond. Ooh, decision time. Let's have that one, shall we? There we go. And then this one, he's just going to come along and plonk itself down on top. So we're going to go to super sticky foam pads. See what I mean? You're going to have to touch it and the things are falling off. There you go. Come on. Come on. I grabbed my pokey tool, but it wasn't here. Right, there we go. So just be a little bit careful because yes, we have got glossy accents roaming on here. And we're going to pop that there. Like so. What am I eyeballing now? On here, this gap here and this gap here. Yep. That one and that one, and then it looks like it's balanced, doesn't it? To be fair, I think it's going to end up a bit like that, maybe. A bit like that. And then You see the blue bits? There was method in my madness. You know when we were colouring in before? So anything that's blue, I didn't think this bit through, but you know, always up for a challenge. Eek, 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 eek. Yeah, and sound effects do help putting your glossy accents on, honest. Just like that. And then we had one more, this one here. There you go. See, that little bit of glossy accents on there. Obviously when it's dry it will look a whole lot better. If we put that on there now. I'm not going to use them foam pads because, well, you saw, they attack me. They really do. So, oh, camera's not there, it's there. There you go, how cool is that? So we have literally used one Distress ink. I know, we went with ink, not oxide for a change. We've got Distress ink, we used Blueprint Sketch and black ink. That doesn't look very straight. Never mind. No one will look that closely at it. But you can see, so what do? We started off really simple and then we kind of lost our way a little bit. So that's my brief for next week, isn't it? Simple, keep it simple. So background, we stamped it, spritzed it. No, we didn't. We inked it, spritzed it, and then stamped it to get that lovely watercolour effect. We then pulled that ink out with just water. Yep. That's all we did with that one. And then, so that's the background. That's the background done. At that point, it was looking quite simple. We then grabbed a piece of scrap and just stamped in black our little border stamp. To be fair, we've mainly used that border one, haven't we, again? And then just did a teeny tiny little bit of colouring in on that. And then around the edge of this one, we've just added a little bit of like drippy water. There's hardly any colour to it at all. Bring it in, you can just about see. Really watered down, more watered down than if you were splatting it. Yep, then we stamped our numbers, so that first layer there. And then we stamped them again here, which is like second and third generation of stamping. Just realised I've got a hole in my glossy accents there, rude. Can't have that, can we? And I've got one there. That's better. That was rude, wasn't it? Yep, and then the final one, just this piece again, a piece of scrap. Coloured it completely in with our Blueprint Sketch, splashed some water on it to get those lovely little like pitted marks. Stamped over with our Blueprint Sketch and our Distress numbers. Roughed it up, though I should have stamped my corner first. Did a bit of colouring on my corner and then a bit more glossy accents. But it really was. Oh, and Happy Birthday we plonked on there at some point. A knotted string. Yeah. I am really impressed with that. I've got to admit, I know it's not the simple I promised. But I like it. I think it looks quite cool. I still think this looks like a landscape. Wasn't meant to be. But it does look like one, doesn't it? Anyway, hope you've enjoyed that. Hope you've been inspired. I've lost my mouse. I will be back with you in a second if I can find my mouse. I've just been clicking on things now. Hey, you might have found a mouse. There we go. I'm back. I found my mouse. So that is it from me for tonight. I hope you enjoyed that one. Oh, thank you for your lovely comments. So when are we back? We are actually back on Sunday at 5 o'clock over on Hobby Maker. We have another show, just the 1 hour, at 5 o'clock. And I'm taking the lovely Electra with me and hot air balloon and some more poly plates. And we're just going to have a bit of a fun hour just crafting away. So I hope you can join me on Sunday, that is, at 5 o'clock, the 27th. I keep saying 25th, but that's not, that's Friday, isn't it? It'd be a bit early if it was then. So yeah, that's the 27th at 5 o'clock on Hobby Maker. So I hope you can join me then. And then we'll be back here like normal on Monday, where I will do a simple card. I'll even write that. Must do simple on Monday. We will. And then what else did I have to tell you? Can't remember. No, it's gone. Yeah, see, things go in and they go straight out the other side. Yeah, it'll come back to me. So yeah, Hobby Maker on Sunday at 5 o'clock. So I hope you can join me then. It's Mothering Sunday. That was the other thing. It's Mothering Sunday, isn't it? Yeah, that's a great Mother's Day present, isn't it, for Mum? She gets to look after her kids. Ooh. Anyway, so I hope you've enjoyed that. Hope to see you on Sunday. If not, I hope to see you back here on Monday at 7 for our usual monthly Make Monday. So take care, stay safe, and I will see you again. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.